Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back. It's been a while, and it's because finals have been rolling in, and I just really needed that time to recover my stamina. But yeah, we're back, and today's gonna be a little bit of a different video. It's not really a character video or a podcast episode because my friend is also busy with her schoolwork. But today I just want to talk a little bit about Genshin Burnout and what that has done to me personally, because I know that everyone's experience is very different when it comes to this. I know that, like a lot of us veteran players have been experiencing some sort of burnout, whether it be very intense, that makes you want to leave the game for a long time, or it's like me where it's pretty bad still, but it's not enough to make you want to stop playing altogether. We're just gonna be doing some dailies, some bosses, I guess, depending on what I'm in the mood for. Maybe some exploration, just to talk for a little while. And I think this video format will come from time to time when there's some sort of rant that I need to talk about regarding this game or stuff like that. So I guess you could refer this as a, like a specialized episode of a podcast, but it's just me, so I'm not going to label it as one. But expect more podcast episodes coming up soon. For me recently especially, I think that the events have not been very, I guess, engaging enough for me to want to participate. It seems like a lot of the times these limited time events are just reruns in some shape or form. Like, it may not be like just a direct rerun, like maybe another like Wind Trace event or something. But I think that, basically it's still like the same game mode, just rehashed in some sort of way, And like that in itself is not very like engaging to me. I mean, for other people, like, it may be fine. But for a long time for me it was okay as well. But overall, I think that a game does need to, like, consistently come up with new content to make people want to play their game, and it extends the lifespan of this game for a very long time. And I think that Genshin has, arguably had some difficulties regarding that. I think that it's very disingenuous to say that it's the same experience for everyone, but I'm just here to talk about what I think. And then what I think is basically that Genshin has kind of dropped in its like interest level for me personally. It has lived a very long life. Like, I've been playing this game for over a year now, and I've thoroughly enjoyed most of it. I would say that there were some points where, of course, like, I wanted to take a short break, but it was never longer than like a month or something. And now that, I basically am like good with most of the content in the game, like, it's not that much of a challenge really. It's more like just like a fun thing to do every once in a while, like do Abyss, do whatever it is I need to do in this game, and then just like get the rewards and log off. However, regarding the events, right, the rewards are not, or no longer enough for me to want to do all the events that are limited time, especially the ones that require more effort. As I'm skipping through this dialogue, it's like the event where it's like, hey, go plant flowers and speak to multiple NPCs about those flowers. I'm not very inclined to do that. I think, of course, like, there are people that are the target audience for this, but for me it's more like, I want a challenge. I want this game to feel fresh again. And an example would be something like LOL or any sort of MOBA game mode that
No way I can get a nap in this one.
that is very successful, obviously. Like, they have a very large player base. I myself play one of those games, but it's like a localized version of it. And I think that these games, they consistently change the meta. They consistently add new game modes, and there are endless amount of ways you can play the game, and it's very repeatable to the point where it's very like continuous and it's very sustainable for a game's lifespan. However, with Genshin, it's less that. and more of a casual game, which I've come to accept, but it's just still sad sometimes when I think about it, where it's like, I like this game so much, and I used to not think this, but I do now, is that this game could have been a lot more, you know, like, they could have done a lot with this game, but obviously I'm not a game developer, I can't really comment on a lot of that without knowing more about the ins and outs of running a big game like this. But the only thing I can say is that I personally think that it could have been a lot better. Like there were a lot of things that could have been a lot better. And in addition, I think that the way that they use these limited time events to instill some sort of FOMO in front of, like, for the player base, it's a little bit meh for me. Like, it's a little bit not. I don't know. It just seems a bit fishy to me, and I don't really like that. With the exception of Spiral Abyss and the main story, right? Which isn't a content that repeats that often. Spiral Abyss is like many weeks, and for the Archon quests, you really don't know when they're actually gonna like come out with a like an actual Archon quest, not like an intro. And so like it's really just not enough to keep people for that. And I say this a lot to my friends, which is people that, you know, I recommend this game to. That Genshin is really, really good for the new players. Like the players who are just going into the game. There's still many more nations that are not out yet. We're about to go to Fontaine, whatever. It's very good for new players, because there's a lot of things that they need to learn. A lot of things that they can do, but for veteran players who have been playing for over a year, who are like AR 50 plus, you know, like they basically can beat everything in the game already. That's a little bit discouraging to see the current game state. And I know a lot of people have said this already, but never thought that me myself would be one of those people. I always thought, like, you know, it's just a state of mind kind of thing where you can decide whether or not a game interests you by, like, you know, thinking of it in a different way or something like that. I've tried that, and it has worked to some extent. It has worked sometimes, but it's just like, after all this time, I really don't think that it is sustainable for the long term. I think that basically when it comes to this game, it's more like a game where you play for a while and it's pretty good, like you catch up on the Archon quests and stuff like that, and maybe some exploration.
Just another name on your long list of acquaintances.
But then there comes a point where you're just like, okay, my resin's gone, like mine is now, and I've done my daily commissions, like what is there to do? You know, like I could go, as you can see, like I do have some quests here. Like I have Nahita's story quest, which I do plan on doing, but I don't plan on recording because number one, I think it's way too long of a recording, and it's not really worth just me, like, you know, sitting there and listening and just saying a couple things once in a while. I'll think about that, but this quest and also like this quest, like the quests that don't have voice lines somehow make it very discouraging for me to do them, because without any sound or without voice lines, it feels like unpolished and it feels a lot to read. It feels like a lot more effort, you know, and it feels less interactive, which I think is a major reason why I don't think that this game is motivating for me anymore. At least not as much as it was before. And so I guess that's what I really want to talk about. It isn't really like a whole new idea or anything. I think a lot of people have spoken out about this in the Genshin community, but I just wanted to offer my own experience, and basically it's that I've tried so many things to make this game interesting. And like you just come on, you do the daily commissions, you do one poll, and then you get a blue, you log off, and that's basically it. You can grind artifacts, and that's I guess it's still fun, I guess, to some extent. But it's no longer, I don't feel the same excitement I did when Inazuma first released and I was really getting into the game, and that kind of excitement of like a lot of new content. And when Sumeru first came out, it was also like that. It was like, oh my god, like for the first couple of days or weeks it was amazing, but
take it easy.
I don't find the motivation to even explore anymore. And like they just came out with like a new like see, like, look at that, I have not even opened the map fully. And I don't feel like doing so, and I'm not gonna force myself to do that. I think that when it feels right, when it feels like there's more stuff to do, I will go and open. So yeah, it's really sad. I think the timing is I guess somewhat lucky, because Honkai Star Rail, as of recording this video, will come out in a couple of days, and I really think that game is gonna be a great like new starting point for me. And for the content on this channel moving forward, I do want to make content on Honkai, and I think it's great timing in that sense. But you know, like, Genshin videos will still be there. So I guess we can go and do a little bit of exploring and finish off the rant. But basically, burnout to me has occurred, and it seems pretty permanent. I haven't found the motivation to do my daily commissions for the longest time. And also, like, as you could probably notice, I haven't fully cleared Abyss, and that used to be like a highlight for me, as you know, like, I'm very excited to clear Abyss every time it refreshes. But for me right now, it just feels like extra work, and it doesn't feel like the floor 12, like the amount of reloads you get for clearing floor 12 is not enough motivation for me. It's like less than one that you get. And so I don't feel that much motivation to do that, let alone do all of this exploration. I'm just doing this because it passes by faster when but yeah, I think that basically that's what I want to bring out, is that this game has burnt out a little bit, and I'm trying to find ways to get around it. I'm trying to find ways to make it interesting again, but the game state right now is not that helpful, I would say. I was actually talking to Audrey about this, and there will be like a bigger or fuller video on the specific topic where she will also share her experiences, so I don't want to get too specific with this quick video, but basically both of us think that, you know, like, we have peaked in Genshin. Like, we have peaked in terms of our interest, in terms of our, like, our strength and stuff like that, like in terms of strength as in characters and stuff, where it's no longer worth the time that we would have to put into it in order to, you know, continue to play at the same capacity that we did before. We have both agreed to start on Star Rail together, and I think that's a great way to move on. And I'm not saying that, like, you know, I'm never touching Genshin again, because that's just simply untrue. But
try not to enjoy this.
I think that it is worth it to at least acknowledge that, you know, it's declined. You know, the state or the interest of this game, for me personally, has declined a big amount in the past couple of months. And of course, when Fontaine comes out and when, like, major content comes out, I'll still, you know, make a video or two about it. But for, like, you know, events like these, I'm just not that inclined. You know?
Come a little closer.
It's just, by events like these, I mean the one that's running right now. I just
You're
don't feel
in
that
for a little
inclined to do
shock. Blitz.
due to the reason that I already talked about. It's just not that interesting. It feels like everything's just, like, repeated for a lot of the content. And so, yeah, it's just not, I guess it's just not that interesting. Pretty sure this is tied to, like, the new quest, so I'll just mark it. I'll just do it.
Time for takeoff.
When your content is ventiable, it's very nice. For overall, it's very fun.
Oh my.
A lot of the content that I've been making so far, 'cause I'm still starting out, but, like, I meant just until now, has been just on Genshin and just, like, gaming in general. I know I've made, like, an Among Us video a long time ago, which, yeah, it was fun to make, but I also do want to dive into just, like, a rant territory that's, like, not in this specific format that we're doing right now, where I'm still playing games, but just, like, just me talking in front of the camera. I do want to try that at some point, and I think it'll be very interesting to try. Sure.
You're in for a little shock.
Like, I grew up watching a lot of these rant videos, and I find them to be really nice to just chill and laugh to sometimes. Which I hope to God that you guys will experience the same thing or something similar when the first video in that series does come out, or does come out. my purpose of doing those rants is not really to just complain, although like to some extent it is, to complain about like annoyances in life and stuff like that. It's also just to like, you know, see the reality in some things and share my experiences that I've been through. Might, you know, be interesting for some to know, you know. Video that I have planned so far is talking about like my work, my job, you know, like things that I kind of experienced off camera that have not been, you know, like explicitly talked about
Come
in
a
the
little closer.
genshin series.
You've been a naughty boy.
And so, yeah, I mean, like, I hope that that'll be interesting to y'all, and that it's like a new form of content that's like, you know, fresh and not just like always the same content, which I don't.
Going
I
out
died
is
here,
tiring.
but it's fine. It's fine. We'll just revive. But yeah, I guess that kind of does it for today's quick video. I didn't really want to make it that long. Because we will have a full episode on it when Audrey is available, which should be pretty soon, so expect that coming up. But yeah, I'm really like upset like making this video. I didn't expect it to come so fast. I didn't expect it to come so fast, but there'll still be Genshin videos. There'll still be like gameplay, maybe watching at a later date. I mean, all I can say is good luck. I mean, it's okay to take a break, and sometimes that makes you more motivated to come back. Hope you enjoyed this quick rant.
Did I say that yesterday
I
as
hope
well?
everything made sense, and it was just like a chill type of video. So yeah, see you.